Oh my god. Chapter 26 of Berserk. At first I thought we were cutting right to Guts attempting to assassinate Julius, but as he's heading there, he's, I guess, thinking back to what Griffith was saying. And Griffith is basically saying, you know, failure is not permissible, neither is your face being seen. This is an assassination. This is different than swinging and meeting swords with an enemy on the battlefield. But that is why I'm asking you to do this. And Guts is like, wow, it ain't like you. Why don't you just order me to do it like every other time? So, you know, Griffith goes into telling Guts about, you know, why he thinks it was Julius. He did research. He found the person that sells this type of poison, and only one person bought it, and it was one of the best archers of the White Dragons. So obviously he put two and two together. He pieced together the puzzle, and he knew who it was. He even hired a handmaiden to spy on Julius, and at the time, that same archer left the place looking like he was berated, but she couldn't make out the conversation besides the fact that they were talking about the attempted assassination. So Guts takes this, and as Guts is jumping from rooftop to rooftop, an unexpected scene occurs. We see Julius training with a young boy. Apparently, he's only 13 years old, and his name is Adonis. I'll call him Adonis. And it is his son, and he's being very hard on him, the same way Gambino was to Guts. And as he's training with him, you know, Julius is kind of being a dickhead to him. After he knocks his son down, he grabs him by the hair. And it's like he's taking his frustrations out on him. And this is only clarified when this dude named Hassan, I guess who's a servant, after the training, says to him, you know, I understand where you're coming from. It's hard to train him to be a knight. Maybe you should be a little gentler on him. He goes, but as of the past couple days, this treatment has been off the mark. And he even agrees. Julius agrees, like, you know, I haven't really been doing my best in the kingdom, you know, this, that, and the other thing. You know, so at least Julius is somewhat understanding to the fact that he knows that he was wrong by treating his son that way. We find out that apparently Adonis's mother died, and ever since then, Julius has been raising him on her own. It's very similar to Guts' situation with Gambino and Shisu. She died, so Gambino raised him. It's very, 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 very similar. And I think Guts kind of relates to this young kid because he even says at one point, I can't be too careless. So he goes in there and, you know, as Julius is like thinking about Griffith, that's when Guts arrives. And, you know, I said in my last review, Guts would not be able to be stealthy and quiet in this attempt. He got there, so he did it to an extent. However, why would you use a big giant sword to assassinate somebody? I understand that is your weapon of choice. I understand you're very skilled with that. However, you're supposed to be stealthy and silent and inconspicuous. Instead, you bring a giant sword to an assassination attempt. Now, granted, it gives him reach, this, that, and the other thing, and he possibly, if he didn't have that sword, possibly would have been killed because Julius went for his own sword, and Guts' sword had enough reach to slice Julius down the torso. But I would figure he would try to do something way more stealthy, use like a knife, like even like a crossbow. Because if you remember, my man Guts, as a kid, shot fucking Donovan through the mouth with a crossbow and in the back. So why wouldn't have you used a crossbow to shoot Julius in the face and kill him? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand Guts' reasoning for all that, why he thought it would be okay to bring his giant sword. I might be missing something here. I might be totally off base, but I just feel like things would have went a lot smoother if he would have used a crossbow or something like that. And it would have been a slap in the face, too, because it's like, yo, I just killed you with a crossbow, the same weapon you tried to kill my boss Griffith with. You know what I mean? Like, we got the job done. You didn't, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So that was my little gripe with that. And basically, he killed him, and instead of getting out right away, you know, and the guy, you know, Julius seen Guts' face. However, it doesn't matter. The motherfucker's dead. Young Adonis enters, and he's like an intruder, and Guts instinctually goes for the kill, stabs his kid in the chest, and, you know, has him against the wall, and that's when Guts realizes who this was, and he's kind of shocked. And I mentioned in my last review, I feel like this is going to play a heavy role. You know, I mentioned the third party, this and everything, but I didn't think it would be Julius's son, and I wouldn't think that Julius's son would have such a similar type of upbringing that Guts had, and the fact that, you know, both their mothers died, their fathers, or, you know, fathers had to raise them, etc., etc. And now I feel like Guts is going to feel somewhat guilty. It's going to weigh heavy on his conscience because he just killed an innocent young boy of 13 years old who obviously is not trained to be a soldier, who has not seen battle. You know, it wasn't even on the battlefield. It was in the person's own home. There was no reason for this kid to be killed. And, you know, Guts, I have a feeling, is going to take this to heart. Maybe he'll blame Griffith. Maybe deep down inside he'll blame Griffith. It's going to affect him in some way. I really believe that. But, you know, either way, Griffith gets his you know, goal, which is getting Julius killed. Julius is no longer second in line for the kingdom. And now that Adonis is dead, he has no chance of getting a kingdom in any way as well, because he won't be able to marry Charlotte like Julius was saying. Oh, that was a possibility. So now there's, you know, Griffith killed two birds with one stone, basically. And now Guts is the one that's going to have to deal with the repercussions of his actions, the fact that he killed a young boy. And I feel sorry for Guts. Once again, Guts is going through a constant fucking struggle. You know, everything he went through as a child, everything he went through as a teenager, you know, now he's with the Band of Hawk, and now as like a late teen, early adult, he has to deal with the fact that he killed an innocent young boy for his boss, for somebody he considers a friend. I just don't feel like it's not going to be a good conclusion for Guts, our main character. But let me know your thoughts on my thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the chapter 26 of Berserk, entitled Assassin Part 3. Like the video if you liked my video. Leave some comments. Let me know what you thought about, like I said, about the video. Let's discuss this. Am I on point? Am I off point? Am I an idiot because I feel like Guts should have used a crossbow instead of his sword? Subscribe if you're a new viewer and you want to see more of my content, because you'll be updated every time I upload a video. I upload these in Toriko every day, 9:30 in the morning Eastern for Toriko and 10 a.m. Eastern for Berserk. So if you want to see more of my reviews on those two series, along with Hunter x Hunter, then hit the subscribe buttons, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my Chapter 26 review of Berserk, entitled Assassin Part 3. Poor Adonis, and now poor Guts, because this man's going to have to deal with the ramifications of his fucking actions. And I've never seen somebody go through so much shit in anime and manga. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next Berserk review.